Untitled Truth. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's flip this around. I'm out here at the Cherry Grove Pier, North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Today is one of the days that I'm doing a live stream, and it's happening on my, I brought myself out here on the motorcycle. Oh, you can, let's see if I can show you better. Sorry about that. So that's my contact information. It's also on my details on the recording. This is going to be a bit of a test. I haven't done one of these in a while, so it might be a bit windy. And so I'm going to show you a little bit about what it looks like out here. A lot of families out here. I want to talk about silent weapons for quiet wars. It's a weaponry that's so sophisticated, the people that are being assaulted by it don't even realize it's happening. They may know something odd is going on, but they may not be aware that it's a very sophisticated weaponry that fires situations rather than bullets. In some cases, bullets are being fired too. Imagine this right now, to disarm the population and yet leaves behind billions of dollars worth of weaponry in Afghanistan. What the heck? Did we wake up in a Twilight Zone episode or what? Just blows my mind. So yeah, tyrannical governments, communist regimes that don't mind parting people out. Yeah, organ harvesting of people that don't agree with them, political dissidents, and more. Hey, good day. Good to see you. Is the sound okay? Can you hear me okay? Can somebody give me a yes or okay? I can't do that when I'm driving the car so well. I can't see it, but now I can see pretty good. I brought a little umbrella for my face. The sun can get a bit intense. I like to use a lot of coconut oil. I've got a little extra storage on me. I'm tipping the scales at about 222. Hope any of you gematria followers don't have a problem with that. It fluctuates anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds though. So it's a beautiful day out here. Oh, let's see, coming through nice and clear. Playing it. Let's do that again. Playing it, thank you very much. Okay, so I wanted to talk about also some of the weaponry that is being unleashed on humanity. It's toxification of food, water, air, electronics, and more. Informational. So the name of my channel is Truth, for a very important reason. The intellectual high ground is the truth about whatever you want to know about. So you may disagree with me, whoever you are, on a topic or two, or maybe everything. Yeah, good luck with that. On my research library, it includes over 100,000 videos on my channel, and some of those I've produced, about 2,200 videos, I think it is, that I've produced. One of them would be, one category would be a digital audio Bible merged with the beauty of creation. One of my favorite categories. So people can hear a professionally narrated, dramatized audio Bible and look at the beauty of creation. Some of it right out here and elsewhere around the area. In fact, down that way, about 2 miles, 2.5 miles, I was hit by lightning. I went out on the beach that day on a motorcycle. Same motorcycle. Yeah, and I'm spitting and blowing my nose a lot. And why? Why would I even mention that? The mucous membrane traps nanoparticulate, dust and pollen and other contaminants that I can spit out instead of swallowing and having it be incorporated through my gastrointestinal tract and into my body. Those bastards are putting weather modification technology up in the air. Does that look like normal clouds to you? They're being activated with electronics. That's why it has those scalar waves in it. All right, so sometime I'll come out here with a surfboard, the Truthmobile, and a whole lot more. The reason for this is I can come on out here and have easy parking with the motorcycle, and also it's just saving me a ton of money on fuel. I get about 4 times the fuel economy with the motorcycle than I do on the Truthmobile. So that's why I do that. One of the reasons. It's fun. My first motorcycle was a mini bike when I was 10 years old. That was about 51 years ago. And so today is going to be a bit longer of a broadcast. The cool thing about this, or at least I hope it's a longer broadcast, sometimes what happens is that the signal will break up. Hopefully it stays together. So I can't go running up to the families and frantically tell them they're killing their kids with medical treatments like vaccines and that type of thing. So I don't do that. What I will do is say, hey, I've got a YouTube, when they come up to me typically, is I've got a YouTube channel with mind-blowing content on it. Here's a sticker if you want, or you can take a picture of it. The other thing is I'm going to put my link tree in the description later on. It's on my Facebook, it's on my YouTube. You can find your way around if you like. So the topics that I cover are from neuroscience to cancer treatment, the financial and medical, military, industrial complexes, the whole thing. The silent weapons for quiet wars encompasses all of it, including the spiritual, including everything. So I'm not embracing all forms of spirituality and singing kumbaya to the, every form of religious practice there is. I'm simply a born-again Christian. I was born again in 2014 on Reformation Day, or Halloween, as the blood-drinking, human-sacrificing Satanists celebrate. And the unknowing participants that sweeten up the deal with candy distribution and masks, and it's all fun. And then we've got another satanic celebration, Saturnalia, on the what many celebrate as Christmas. You can look at that if you want, or Ishtar, Easter, supposedly celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ, and with fertility rites and Easter bunnies and the history of all that, painting the eggs with children blood and all that. Is that bizarre or what? Yeah, they're Satanists. I'm telling on them. I'm exposing it. I'm exposing all of it. Now, towards the top of my list is actually the audio recording of the Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars document. And you can listen to it if you like. It's a little more than an hour long. The version that I did was a Facebook broadcast about 5 years ago, and then I downloaded it to my computer and uploaded it to YouTube. So I've not mirrored any videos. Actually, I don't even know how to mirror a video. I haven't wanted to, because then I could get a strike on my channel from what I understand. What I've done is incorporated in my research library talented producers' content. Brilliant documentaries, funny stuff, tragic stuff, all of that. Right now there's about 500 hours of video uploaded to YouTube every minute. I can't keep up with that. Who can? So what order should I put things? Is it in the order of the most important? Well, no, not necessarily. I just spread it on around. People can scroll through. You can even, if you click on one of my research library playlists, I've got 2 of them. You can have it be in a random order, shuffling it, or you can have it be the most recent uploaded or the most viewed, any of that. I leave it pretty much in chronological order as to which I've added them because I'm dealing with current events quite a bit. Okay, so the comments section on the Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars video is going to have links that will go to content that I can't share. I can't really talk about it on YouTube or they'll unplug me. You want to unplug me. Okay, so let's just, I'm trying this with a new piece of equipment, or actually it's an old one, but it's just a mini tripod. I'll just set that down there. Okay, so the comments section on the Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars will go to Odyssey. I've got an Odyssey channel called Truth, and that's a pretty user-friendly platform to add videos to create a playlist. This live stream will be converted to an Odyssey video. I believe one of the reasons why my channel is still up is because of the sovereignty of God. He's large and in charge, and I'll just do the best that I can to do what I believe He leads me to do, and that is when there's a topic like experimental gene therapy, injectable medical treatments that are leading to a lot of death and destruction and disabling of humanity. Many of you know what I'm talking about. Well, so those videos quite often get taken down. I was watching a video the other day about brain-computer interface, and the video had been on my channel for months. Well, the channel got taken down right while I was watching it. So when the channel got taken down, all the playlists are gone from that channel. At least they're not accessible to us. So on December 5 of 2019, right before the whole COVID-19 came out, a few months before that, we had a huge amount of censorship. December 5, 2019, what was done is all of the liked videos playlists on the YouTube platform were turned private, which basically unplugged my research library that I had been compiling. Now I could see it, just nobody else could, unless they were looking over my shoulder or hacked my YouTube account. And I tell you that because, well, I had to start all over. Now the main list that I put out there that's linked in the description right now has over 81,000 views. The two combined are approaching 100,000 views. And that research library has been sent to Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum, Hanson Robotics, Vladimir Putin from Russia, and Zelensky, Volodymyr, and Biden, Barack Obama. I mean, I've tweeted that research library thousands of times, and also private message the architect that Elon Musk follows. Now there are some people that are going to say, hey, don't you think you're getting a little too friendly with Elon Musk? You think he's one of the bad guys? Perhaps he is. I don't know for sure ultimately where this is going to end up for him. So when I tweet to him or comment on a thread of a tweet that he made, there are a lot of people that will see that. Some of them may come on over to my channel and go, oh my gosh, yeah, he's warning us about artificial intelligence and building the most badass computer cybernetic collective ever known to mankind. And the real-time full self-driving mechanism for autonomous vehicles is also utilized for weaponry. So there's a lot going on with that. The Neuralink or the Neuralace, he's even talked about it on a CNET discussion, that it can be done not only by boring a hole in the brain and putting like a Fitbit in your head, but it can also be injected into the body, an injection. And I would say right now we're looking at that. And the spitting, like I said, helps get rid of the nanoparticles that the technocracy, the transhumanists are talking about injectable nanobots or breathable nanobots that get incorporated into our physiology. I've got videos that talk about it, gene editing, CRISPR technology, cloning. All of those topics are so literally mind-blowing. That's why I say I've got mind-blowing content on my channel. So I want to expose all that. Seems to be the right thing to do. One of the things around crises that occur, like shootings, wherever they are, there's typically, unless they're a mom protecting her family, a single mom shooting an intruder deader than a hammer to protect her and her family or her children. You don't hear much about that, but you'll hear all kinds of accounts that occur about shootings, and many of those are psychological operations. Maybe a lot of people that actually died, however, they can be choreographed and Manchurian Candidate, kind of Jason Bourne, the Bourne Identity, all of that kind of thing can happen. We've got super soldiers and programmed killing machines, and more. So why even talk about it? Why even bring it up? Well, it's pretty important. The people love and hate my channel and me, and I'm good with that. The right people, the truth is very divisive. It helps sort people out, puts people wherever they fit into this whole equation. I'm going to walk us back out there again. So precious family times out here. Little kiddos digging in the sand with mom and dad, and people tanning and enjoying one another. And arguing, that happens too. Oh, by the way, sunscreens typically have a lot of neurotoxins in them. Like I said, the food, water, air, and personal hygiene products. If you're going to put it on you, it gets in you. I use coconut oil and sensible shade. So one of the other things, when I'm in the water like this, I'm electrically grounded to the earth. And what that does is it's very calming, reduces inflammation, feels good. I love it. The tide right now is coming in. High tide should be 1:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that'll put it right about where the lifeguard stand is. So people that know that the Earth isn't a globe, that it's a stationary level plane, hey, good to see you too. Those are my kind of people. If you're bold and brave enough to say, hey, yeah, they're lying about all that, the moon landing, so many hoaxes, and so many people that have been bamboozled. I was one of them. Not anymore as far as I know. So I'm covering the truth about everything that I've been able to find out about. So one of the reasons why the print is so small on a label of packaged processed food is it, quite frankly, takes a lot of room to put that label together. Like even a pizza or lasagna, it can have so many chemicals in it. There's hydrogel and graphene and aspartame, which goes by the name of acesulfame, and other derivatives of that same product. And they're toxins. They're toxic for the body. So sometimes people that are overweight are holding a lot of water. It's a cellular response to a toxin in the body. They'll hold water. So one of the other things that I posted today was Dr. Semenici that talked about cancer treatment with baking soda. Yeah, cancer is a fungus and baking soda kills it. How about that? Did you know? So there will be a lot of, I'll see them. My mom died of cancer 29 and a half years ago. I'm not irreverent when I talk about those poor ladies wearing pink hats and raising money for a system that's going to enslave them with the fear of death and treatment that's going to finish them off in a very expensive manner. So my mom said, Bobby, if the cancer doesn't get you, the treatment will. She was absolutely right, and I found out a lot more about that. And videos that are very short on my playlist, sometimes they're less than 2 minutes long, there will be a link in the description that will go to another platform. Quite often, those links are also in the comments section of the Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars document. I'm so sorry to hear of the losses here, those that acknowledged it, losses of family members from cancer. It's painful, very painful. Why would they do that? It's a battle between two families represented in this realm. God's family and Satan's family. The God I'm talking about is the true creator, the living word, the living water, the great I am, the Alpha and Omega, knowing the end from the beginning. Some know him as Jesus Christ, Yeshua. And then there will be all kinds of differing perspectives on all of that. And there's a spiritual smorgasbord that humanity is dining on right now. So it works really well to make it very complicated. That's why I'll say it's only by God's grace that anybody can love and believe the truth, let alone find it. So the younger ones, maybe you notice that little girl running, and that's part of what happens when we're young. The sense of adventure, enthusiasm, just the tremendous amount of energy that a child can exert learning and finding things out. Now imagine that there are people in this world that we live in that want to harm children by perverting and corrupting their perspective, by having things like LGBTQ drag queen story time and all kinds of perversions, unbiblical lifestyles, unbiblical behavior. Well, people can do largely what they want to do. However, I would recommend everybody that can to get your children out of the public school and limit their exposure to the toxic garbage that's coming through the television and through the video games. Perverts, the sociopaths are running the asylum that we live in. We're living in a digital worldwide concentration camp that's using very sophisticated technology to manipulate humanity through quantum computers, wireless technology, 5G, cell towers, all of that. I don't know if this video will get my channel taken down. I'm going to try and talk as accurately as I can about the technology I'm exposing. And it was an effort to reconnect with people. I've been pretty quiet on my own created content for a while now. On top of the buildings are lightning rods and cameras. Cameras are all over. I wanted to zoom in on the water tower, which is more than a water tower, it's a cell tower. So we're bathing in a sea of electrosmog. So when I've got little crystal glasses. One sits by the chair on the window ledge. I'll spit into that. In the car, I've got one too. I don't want to be spitting out the window in that. But you ought to see what's in that. I mean, you can do it for your own personal research and see what comes out. I can tell you about a year ago, almost 2 years ago now, I had my sinuses cleared out. They had been clogged for almost my whole life. Whatever blockage was in there, it was vintage, and it's very close to the brain. If you look at it, the sinuses are really, really close to the brain, and some of the objects that they shoved in people's to test for so-called disease has ruptured the blood-brain barrier, apparently, and who knows what happened when that took place. Not good. It's not a good thing. So they can stick their stuff where the sun don't shine, not in me. And so I'm a Second Amendment advocate too. Much of the population of the United States is as well. Right now, there's a very strong possibility that we will be invaded by military forces within the next half a year or so. China is doing way more to prepare for war than they would need to deal with Taiwan. They're taking on the whole freaking world. Know your enemy. Hey, good morning. Good to see you, Zoe. You're live. I meet a lot of wonderful people out here. So nice. Hi. So people reflect, we can see the reflections on the wet sand. People reflect on their lives, past, present, future, tragedies, joys. People come out here to spread the ashes of loved ones out in the ocean, or to become married, or celebrate graduations and all of that. On a busy year, like before we had the lockdowns and that, we had about 20 million guests that visited the Grand Strand in South Carolina, the Myrtle Beach coastline. Yes, Spacebusters did an Odyssey video talking about the unicorn and all of that, and vaccines. Oh yeah. And one of the other things that I needed to learn was that there was a lot of deception with even what we were told about virology and the transfer of sickness or illness. And then there's biological weapons that can be put in the food, water, air, vaccines, vitamins, and more. So if you read the labels, like I was talking about the long names of chemicals on the labels, it's pretty important to know what they actually mean. There's very sophisticated chemicals. Did you know that we can actually clean and power the world with water? Stanley Meyer created the water car, technology to disassociate hydrogen and oxygen molecularly to create combustion, a water fuel cell. Got him on my channel. You can see it. A brilliant Christian man. He talked all about it. And then the other thing is there's another step that can be added to convert it into electricity. Once you've got the oxygen and hydrogen, you can recombine it. The face of the stationary level Earth is covered by such water as this. And we can clean and power the world with it. It's really healthy to breathe in the mist from this water, to be grounded and picking up the negative electrons. Feels good. Clears cognitive function and reduces inflammation. So at home, what I've got is a reverse osmosis drinking water systems, a couple of them. One of them fills up my bathtub, and then I put a third of that bath water in stainless on the stove to heat up. Bring it to a boil, dump it in my tub, and then I'll put a tablespoon of borax, which is boron, baking soda, a tablespoon, and then magnesium sulfate, which is Epsom salt. Highly powerful electrolytes that help operate the electrical system of the body. Then I've got a ground wire plugged into the ground electrical system of the house. Just the one wire going in the third plug-in. Because I've got a composite tub that's like a vinyl composite and PVC plumbing, so there's no ground connection to the earth with that type of plumbing. If you've got copper plumbing or galvanized in a porcelain tub, you're good to go. You wouldn't need to plug that in. So the reason why I tell you that is it's a powerful way to release toxins from the body. In a long therapeutic soak, like maybe a half hour or so, I gain or lose 7 to 10 pounds. Water weighs about 8 pounds for a gallon. However, it depends on the temperature. The gallon jugs that I use typically will expand about 1 ounce out of them when they warm up from the 65 degrees or so to maybe 120 out in the sun. A lot of people don't know that. I'll say, hey, do you know how much a gallon of water weighs? And they'll think about it, and I'll say, well, it depends. Depends on what? It depends on the temperature. The temperature changes volume and density of water. It expands and contracts with temperature. When it gets cold enough, it really expands, turns into ice, and can float on water. When it gets really hot, it expands and boils. Water's amazing. You can look at The Fourth Phase of Water by Gerald Pollack on my channel. He talks all about it. So this world is really mysterious. The scientific brainwashing community that's an agenda to stupefy humanity wants us to go to them as the experts. They're lying. I ain't buying. The sun is not 93 million miles away. Got a video that I call Local Sun. You can hashtag Local Sun. It looks like the sun is right in the clouds where Job 37 says it actually is. That works for me. I'm good with that. I don't know the exact distance of how far away the sun is. Let's see if I can adjust that at all. This is an iPhone 11 Pro Max and a Sony earbud. Hopefully the sound is still coming through good. I've done some videos that are actually pretty long. Let's see. Oh, I'm almost a half hour. What happened more recently, I did a 17-minute direct recording, tried uploading it to YouTube. It took days and then it dropped off. Didn't even get posted. So it may be my technology or it may be my censorship. They may be censoring me. That's probably what it is. So the system of control creates money out of thin air digitally in the computer system. It's the world reserve central currency of the United States dollar, and it's a fiat currency, and we're about ready to see a worldwide reset financially. So I would encourage everybody to go ahead and get extra food. Like I say, extra food. If you couldn't ever go shopping again, how long could you last with what's on your property, in your house? Let's say you couldn't buy any more gasoline. Right now it's like $4.50, over $5 here for premium. You can stabilize fuel by putting a stay-bill in it. I'm riding the motorcycle right now to go to the beach because it's a fraction of the cost and easy parking. I'm growing some plants that I can eat at home, and I've stocked up on preparations and a security system to protect myself. So I mention all that, and we'll feature videos that go into detail about that. So if in fact we have an invasion from China, let's say the war that I'm talking about, would they be battleships that show up at our coastlines? No, they could already be there with containers and container ships. Even the containers that have been distributed around the country could have some pretty powerful weaponry in them. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate all of your encouragement in the comments. I haven't been reading them all, just so you know. So there are container missile launchers. You can see them, actual real military hardware that they put together to do that. So on my phone number, if you were to just type in my phone number in a Google search, or if you want to use DuckDuckGo or whatever, you can go ahead and see me. It's a unique number to me. A couple of things. I'm on WhatsApp, Skype, Telegram. Not all of those are in my link tree. So what you can do is type in my phone number, or my name, in a Google search, and there will be a list of the platforms that I'm on. There may be 7,000 results or none. I don't know. The system has full administrative access of the entire internet, including the creation and distribution of electricity, public opinion, purchasing power, and the information that has outright bamboozled most of humanity. So if you've been here for the length of the broadcast and you find my channel interesting, that probably means we've got a lot in common. There will be people that absolutely hate what I talk about. That's okay. That's okay. This is not a popularity contest. The truth is not based on popular opinion. It's not popular, and it's not an opinion. It's simply the reality, the truth of whatever you want to know about. Your assessment of what you believe to be true may be very, very different than mine or family members. What I've found out is that just as Matthew 10 and Luke 12 talks about, that there would be a whole lot of division with family members. Was just going to show you Zoe got a really good ride. There's another one of my friends out there. I like surfing too. I haven't gotten very good at standing up the way I would like to, but I can sure paddle around and get a good tan and enjoy chilling out there. That's one of the main things. Those ships out on the horizon are about 5 miles away, those little dots. And then if I zoom out, it's pretty hard to see. So sometimes people will look at satellite photography and say, gosh, that's hundreds of miles away. No, it's maybe 5 to 10 miles away. We've got different cameras that have gone up 20 miles and taken pictures of the level horizon. There would never ever be level anywhere on a spinning, wobbling, gyrating water ball hurling through space. Plus we would leave an exhaust stream behind us with smokestacks going straight up and the smoke going straight up. Come on. Spinning 1,000 miles an hour, hurling around the sun, 66,000 miles an hour. They're making all that up. The supposed movement of the Earth has never, ever been proven. There we've got the unicorn out there. Cracking me up. That looks like fun. I got a little boat I can go out. My surfboard is 9-1. It's a Willie. Willie is the name of it. The Willie. It's MC Dulce, I believe it is. So use it or lose it. People jogging, surfing, walking, biking, gardening, and then others will be laying on the sand. I do that too. But a body in motion stays in motion, not only like kinetic energy and the movement, but it also is our human bodies do better when we move them around a bit. I was going to say too, like on my motorcycle, there's the gyroscopic action of the wheels, and the motor helps keep it upright. It's pretty cool stuff. So I ordered the Tesla Cybertruck. It cost me $100 to reserve it, and so now I'm a Tesla customer. You can hashtag hydroelectric car. See, that's a hashtag that I made. I've got a lot of videos of it. So there can be a system that goes in a vehicle that creates electricity out of water. I've got videos talking about it. I've got it on pretty good a pretty good source of information from Tesla. I've talked with systems analysts from Tesla and also engineers from SpaceX. Apparently Elon knows that a lot of this technology exists to create a permanent magnet motor, like a serial effect generator that can create electricity to charge a vehicle or run a household around the clock. Imagine having an electric vehicle that you don't have to plug in to charge. Maybe you could power up somebody else's house. Like imagine a Cybertruck that has a big generator in it that can power a house or a hospital or a big facility like a hotel or a gas station, help people out. I hesitate to say hospital. If I had to have something sewed up or pulled out of me and stitched up, I would probably be okay with that. But as far as a lot of the current medical treatments, I don't trust them. I wear a helmet because, well, it makes sense. You know, it's got a visor when when the sun sets and the road is warm, the bugs come out. I can tip my visor down and the bugs will hit that instead of my face. Or when it rains, and I've got a face shield on it too. So the thing about the sun hitting the body, it's like a solar panel for my body. It picks up, I pick up energy from it. I'm not saying that I don't have to eat. I eat really healthy. I liquefy fruits, vegetables, nuts, oils, seeds, chia seed, hemp hearts, broccoli, spinach, all of that kind of stuff. Got plenty of rice around. I wouldn't want to just live on rice. However, it fills a void. Oatmeal. You got wheat berries from Y2K. Apparently, wheat has been sprouted and bread made out of it from the pyramids, thousands of years old of storage. That's pretty cool. Surfing. So some of the videos on my channel, like Nikki, who's been car camping, car living, don't feel sorry for her. You can see her channel and her videos. Just amazing, the different places she's gone and what she's done with that. I've reached out to her on Instagram, as well as a lot of the world celebrities that will not be, she was a professional cheerleader and model and all that too. Can learn a lot from what she talks about there too. I've got people on my channel that I admire and respect and learn a lot from. So the compartmentalization that is in agencies to provide a thin veneer of reliability or trustworthiness. Let's see, I think it's, maybe, can I show you? She went down. Anyway, so like the CIA, FBI, NSA has a really dark element at the nucleus, at the core of it. Like who killed JFK? It looks like the CIA was totally involved in it. Nazi scientists, war criminals came over from Germany in the Operation Paperclip. You can see Annie Jacobson does a scholarly presentation of all of that, and I've got the audio book on my channel. You can listen to her narrate it, as well as Area 51 and the Pentagon's brain, which is quantum computers. Oh, looks like a father-son duo there. We've got a lot of those father-son combinations. Good morning. There you go. Good to see you. So these clouds didn't just blow in. They've been growing and all of that. Temperature differential, the hydrologic cycle of the world, the evaporation, condensation, precipitation, but also the activation electronically of cell towers, and there's HARP technology that uses NextRad radar stations as well, all for weather modification, and a symphony of chemicals to modify the weather and the people. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you too. So, like the coconut oil is good for the hair as well. If my hands dry out a bit, well, I can just grab a little bit from my hair like that. It's pretty nice. I don't always wear, I very seldom wear a hat. Let's see, let's just put that back out there. There goes one of the surfers again. How cool. So even getting out of a chair that's that low to the ground, that's part of the exercise. Coming out here on the beach, I love it. Carrying the water that I do to bathe in, that's also good exercise. So when I was a teenager, I was a prodigy of sorts on motocross racing. And I studied and learned foods to eat, exercises to do, and my favorite one was practicing on dirt bikes, riding in the rain, the snow, all of that up in Wisconsin. Now I can ride jet skis or personal watercraft really fast and do stuff in waves, but not here because they don't allow it and I don't have one. They don't allow boats within like 300 feet of 100 yards from the beach, or even if I were to get closer than the end of the pier, they would blow the horn to have me get away. So when it's cloudy like this, very comfortable, partly cloudy. So this is a mission field that comes to us. That's one of the reasons why I love living here, why I've decided to stay here, because I can have a tremendous outreach from right here. I've had people from all over the world call me that I've met here, from Germany, Sweden, the United Kingdom, Argentina, Russia. I had a call from Russia the other night. I don't know who it was. They didn't leave a message, but I sent them my research library. From what I understand, digital communications worldwide is virtually free. So like I could on this phone go on a Wi-Fi and connect with WhatsApp or a Facebook Messenger, or if it's an iPhone to iPhone is free, apparently. On digital audio or digital video, but not in voice communication. That would cost. I called a friend back from the UK. That call was less than a half hour and cost me $62. Ouch. He called my time at like 1 in the morning, and I wanted to get back to him, and I thought, oh man, I didn't realize that I had called him like that. A lot of times it'll be a WhatsApp return call, and I can do that. That's not a problem. No charge for that. Now, since he's got an iPhone, I could have done a digital audio or video, and it would have been free. So I've tried to answer a lot of the questions to life on my research library. I combine in a very interesting way a lot of videos that cover this wide variety of topics, like current events and what's going on. We've got a surf lesson going on. That's cool. Alrighty, so I think what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and thank you all for tuning in, and I'm going to add my link tree to the comment, and you can call me anytime, text me anytime. I have people from all over text me like a link to an Odyssey, BitChute, Rumble video. I don't get many prank calls at all, just so you know. And I've had people that say, I've been meaning to call you for years, and then they finally did, and they're glad that they did. I am too. Enjoyed talking with them, meeting them. So there you go. This is Robert Forsch with the truth about everything that I've been able to find out about. One of the theological hot topics is is predestination and election. That can be a word study if you're so inclined to look at it. In the landing video on my channel right now, I've got starting in Paul's letter to the Ephesians, and then it goes for almost 4 hours. You can listen to that. We can decide paper or plastic. There's a lot of choices that we can make. However, deciding to be a child of God and being born again, I don't believe is one of them. It was already decided before we were born. So there's a lot of controversial topics with that. I believe that the Bible teaches in God's election, sovereign election. Our names were put in the Lamb's Book of Life before the foundation of the world. That's why I'm not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth. I used to be afraid to do all of that until I was born of the Spirit. When I was struck by lightning, I was down there recording 5 Vietnamese surf fishermen, and I believe God wanted me to keep recording. And I was holding my Tommy Bahama lightning rod umbrella, knowing I could get electrocuted. But I believe God wanted me to keep doing that, to keep recording. And so I did. And because I believe He was in charge of what was going to happen to me. And it was my line in the sand. It was a test. And I remembered when I was tested before, I would think, God wants to see what I'm going to do. Now that I'm actually born again, I know that He knows everything. He knows what I'm going to do. He wanted me to see what I would do. So there you go. So that's how I found this. Was exciting. I'm enthusiastic about sharing the truth about everything that I've been able to find out, and I hope you enjoy that kind of thing. So I'll share it even though people don't like it. I'm not responsible for the results. I'm just responsible for the obedience to do what I'm supposed to do. And that's what I'll keep on doing. So thank you so much. This is Robert Forsch with the Truth.